The following is a presentation of Morning Drive Media.
As Obi-Wan Kenobi once said, hello there, and welcome to Databank Brawl, the podcast where we learn about Star Wars characters, discuss them, share our feelings, and then make those characters fight for our amusement. I am your host. My name is Joseph Scrimshaw. With me here is Mr. Ken Napzok.
Thank you, Joseph, and I want to warn you and everyone in the listening audience, I do have a whiskey in my hand. So who knows who will die in this episode of Databank Brawl.
Some of it's in your hand, some of it's already in your soul, deep down in there. I'm enjoying sipping a whiskey drink as well, and I think that'll be good because our combatants today do not really lend themselves to violence, yet by the nature of this very podcast, they must be violent.
Oh, boy.
So we'll let this whiskey fuel us and let the fire happen between these characters. Are you ready for the first character?
I am.
Now, this is somebody that was requested recently. Okay. I always encourage people to tweet and let us know what kind of characters they'd like us to show up. And this one was somebody I hadn't really thought of, but is a perfect person to show up on Databank Brawl. And that is the wonderfully named Sio Bibble.
Oh, nice. Nice.
I heard O and then an N sound, and I wasn't sure if you're going to say nice or no. Oh, no. Sio Bibble.
Definitely like Sio.
Here is what the actual StarWars.com databank has to say about good old Sio Bibble. Sio Bibble was the outspoken governor of Naboo. When the Trade Federation brazenly blockaded the trade routes to the small pastoral world, Bibble was among the first to suspect invasion. His suspicions proved correct. Bibble, like the rest of the Naboo citizenry, was taken captive by the mechanized armies of the Trade Federation. Queen Amidala fled to Coruscant with the help of Jedi ambassadors to secure aid from Senator Palpatine. Bibble stayed behind to placate the Neimoidian invaders and to represent the besieged people. Newt Gunray delighted in toying with Bibble, interesting, taunting him about the dire state of the Naboo populace. After Naboo was liberated, Bibble attended the parade, celebrating the newfound freedom.
I love when they mention that parade in canon.
Yeah, man, that's a weird one because that one shares a little bit about who Sio Bibble is, but just a lot of plot details.
Yeah.
And also just ignores any of his role in Attack of the Clones.
Yeah. Doesn't mention it there.
Which is one of his finest moments, as far as I'm concerned. He just handles exposition dump about Newt Gunray not ever being punished for the blockade.
It's amazing, but after 10 years, he's still in the Senate. Yeah, still in control. I'm glad Sio's making an appearance. I like Sio Bibble. I've always liked Sio Bibble.
Is it his name? Is it his look?
It was one of the first names I learned from the prequels.
Oh, really?
That wasn't one of the main characters. It's like, oh, that guy's name's Sio Bibble. He's going to be important to the Star Wars story.
And did you like the name Sio Bibble? I know you often have strong emotional reactions.
I like the name Sio Bibble. It's a good name. It's a good Star Wars name. It's one of those, when you see it written out here, Sio, S-I-O, and Bibble, B-I-B-B-L-E, it looks ridiculous.
Absolutely.
But when said, it belongs.
Yeah, when I first saw it, I was like, Sio Bibble, what a great name. But then I imagine people referring to him as just Bibble. And that sounds like the coworker who just always messes everything up. Like, you screwed us again, Bibble. So what does Wikipedia have to say about him? What are his stats over there on good old Wikipedia? A lot of stuff that
you've said here. 1.79 meters tall, eyes green, hair brown into white. Played by Oliver Ford Davies, that's the name of the actor. And I had a great moment during Season 2 of Game of Thrones, Episode 1, when I'm like, Sio Bibble's in here. He plays Maester Crescent, the one who goes toe-to-toe with Melisandre in the first episode of Season 2 and pays the ultimate price. So I love that little crossover there. I love that he's there.
And it's a Bibble-like character, right? Where he is
very
saying
Bibble-like.
Obvious things.
Yeah.
Let's not burn people.
It's not burn people. He definitely a little exposition there. So I've always liked Sio Bibble.
Okay.
So it's going to be sad to see him fight.
Do you have any quote there for good old
I
Sio
don't
Bibble?
like the quote. There is a quote. This invasion will gain you nothing. We're a democracy. The people have decided. I don't remember that from any movie.
No, I think
Movie?
Yeah, he says that to, I think, Newt Gunray when they're walking down the stairs of the Naboo Palace. You know his classic line. I mean, the classic Sio Bibble line is, of course,
The
disruption in communications can only mean one thing. Invasion.
And that was a great part of the first trailer.
Yeah.
That gave me chills. Like, I was like, oh, we got an invasion going on. Something grand is going to happen.
There's going to be conflict.
I didn't know it was a bunch of battle droids saying, Roger, Roger.
Yeah, so you have positive thoughts to Sio Bibble.
I do.
I like his look. Mm-hmm. He looks like a fun administrator type guy. I like his pointy sort of little Renaissance beard.
Yes.
The beard is very pointy, which might help him in his fight.
Very flowing robes.
Yeah, and a lot of people make fun of that line. But as is defended in the databank, he was one of the first to realize that they were being invaded. So I guess in the Star Wars galaxy, we know if you're ever in the Star Wars galaxy and your phone drops a call, it only means one thing. Invasion. That's how everybody felt in 2007 when the first iPhones came out and their calls kept being dropped. Invasion. So, any other thoughts on Sio Bibble before we move to our next combatant?
I'm hoping he survives, but I want to see who he fights.
Well, it's going to be a tough battle for Sio Bibble because he is going to fight Ken, one of your favorite Star Wars characters
already.
The Gonk Droid.
Oh, no. How?
How exactly?
How is this going to happen?
We're pushing the envelope of what the word fight can mean.
My,
today.
this is a Databank Brawl like no other. This is.
It might just be Databank and no brawl. We'll see. We're going to try to make them fight.
Okay.
Here's what the Databank has to say about the old Gonk Droid. It is Gonk Droid, GNK. Droid, not Power Droid.
Okay.
In the databank. Little more than walking batteries. Gonk Power Droids trundle along as directed by their owners or their programming, recharging vehicles and machinery. They are often called Gonk Droids in imitation of their simple vocalizations. There are many different models of Power Droid, most of them similar in appearance and habits as the well-known Gonk. Power Droids are common sights throughout the galaxy and little noticed despite their critical importance to both military and civilian life. I like that bit at the end there because, we've talked a little bit about droids recently. We've talked about how people don't always appreciate them. And these guys are just little walking batteries, and everybody just treats them like, oh, yeah, you're there. We don't need to worry about you.
Right.
But they're important. They make the galaxy go.
Very important. Very. Made by the Industrial Automaton. It's the company that created these things, huh?
That's from Wikipedia?
Yeah, it's from Wikipedia.
The wilds of Wikipedia.
The wilds of Wikipedia. You know what's disappointing here? There's no stats on here.
There are no stats, so we have no idea how tall the Gonk Droid
is. This is disappointing.
The Gonk Droid's got to be like crotch level of Sio Bibble.
Yeah.
So where is Sio Bibble's junk? That's how tall the Gonk Droid is. Sio Bibble's junk height.
To me.
Yeah.
It just says. Just says what you just said.
That's all? They're Gonk Droids? They're just batteries with legs?
Try to go down this other.
Well, at least we know we'll have a quote.
Yeah, and by the way, this proves, guys, that Joseph does these shows. I go in totally blind.
Yes.
No. All right, this one has a little more.
So where are you looking now? Are you looking under Wikipedia Legends?
I don't know what it is. It's like this was the actual
You're
Wikipedia.
beyond the outer rim.
Yeah, I'm like way out past Jakku here, man. I don't know. But yeah, it doesn't say, I don't have stats. I want stats.
Okay, so
stats.
We would normally get height.
Normally get height.
Which you know is Sio Bibble's junk height. We would normally get eye color. Gonk Droid has no face.
Right.
Usually kind of a dark blue with rust. Is that fair for color?
That's fair.
What else would we get? Hair color? No hair color.
No hair color. And a quote, and I think we know what the quote.
Go ahead and hit us with that quote.
Gonk. 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 Gonk.
Now, why do you think a battery with legs says its own name? This is kind of a philosophical question.
I think it is similar to, say, Groot. Right now.
Nice.
So he's just saying over and over, I am Gonk.
I exist.
I'm a power droid.
I exist.
I'm here to serve you.
Now, do you think Gonk Droids work they just wander around and anybody can plug into them, or do you think they serve masters?
That's a good question. We might get that answer in Rogue One.
Yeah.
Cassian Andor might be like, "Come here, Gonk," and he'll be like, no,
Gonk.
not your Gonk. First time in canon that he says words.
I am not your Gonk.
I like to think that they're general purpose droids.
Anybody can plug into him.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
They're sent into the field of battle, so to speak, of you need to get those 2 A-wings powered up.
Okay.
Gonk.
But they're just like, when they're just wandering through, say, Mos Espa, if you could just like, hey, I'm going to plug my whatever into there. I got a snackarium that needs being powered up. I'm going to plug into this Gonk without even its permission.
That seems real dirty.
It's real
inappropriate in the Star Wars galaxy, doesn't it?
It's real cruel to the Gonk Droid.
That hashtag protect the Gonks. All right.
Are you ready, Ken? Do you have any other emotional thoughts about this?
Love the Gonk droid.
Did you have a power droid? Is it was called as an action figure?
I didn't have the action figure as a kid.
Yeah.
But I love the Gonk Droid. The Gonk Droid, we've discussed it with Jennifer on ForceCenter, like when that Gonk Droid's getting tortured in Jabba's palace and he shows pain.
Yeah, and he says something other than Gonk. He says, whoa.
I think that was it.
Yeah.
That broke my heart.
Yeah. So we know that a Gonk Droid can feel pain.
Yeah.
We know that in theory, Sio Bibble can feel pain.
We know that if the hot pokers get within 1 inch of your feet and stop, which is one of the things that always bothered me about Jedi, those things didn't touch his feet. He just senses pain.
Yeah, and what asshole programmers to give him pain centers in his feet. But we're going to see what happens with his pain centers because it is time to fight. Sio Bibble versus Gonk Droid. The hardest fight we've ever had to make it a fight. So Gonk Droids can appear anywhere. Now, where do you want this to take place? It could be on Naboo. Sio Bibble could be traveling in his old age.
Ooh, I definitely think that this... this Gonk Droid is in a major metropolitan area. So I don't think this is Coruscant at all. But let's say Sio Bibble post-war.
Okay.
Post the galactic, the formation of the Galactic Empire, went traveling.
Okay, so after the Clone Wars, he reads the writing on the wall and he's like, I'm going to get out and I'm going to see the galaxy.
So he goes to maybe a place like Hosnian Prime.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Let's say he goes there.
Yeah.
And that's where this adventure begins.
Yeah,
and on Hosnian Prime.
There are Gonk Droids wandering everywhere.
Clearly.
So Sio Bibble's seeing the sights, trying to stay away from the Empire.
Yeah.
Just wandering, keeping his head down. He is trying not to pay attention to any communications in case they alarm him in some way.
Does he keep his beard and hair? I mean, I think it's key to his character. I'm just wondering, is he incognito as a former governor of Naboo?
Let's give him a hat.
Okay.
Let's say he put on a hat.
He's got a nice hat.
Yeah, so when
I can accept that.
Head recognition scanners come by, he's like, well, he's got like a little, whatever the Star Wars version of a fez is. He's got a little space hat.
Space fez.
He's got a space fez, which I think
so he's traveling around.
Yeah. It's like a fez, but it doesn't have the tassel. It has like an antenna.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's a fez with an antenna.
Gotcha.
He's walking around. He just wants to see the galaxy. He just wants to put the horrors of the Clone Wars
it was bad time.
And the invasion of Naboo behind him.
Yeah. And there's a little shame being the Emperor's home planet, allegedly. You know, he wants to escape all that. And he's wandering around, but I think once he gets to Hosnian Prime, at the time, it's not the major focus of the galaxy. The seat of the government is not there yet. That happens later on, as we saw in Force Awakens. But he's unhappy with the growing presence of stormtroopers and Imperial activity on Hosnian Prime.
Okay.
And he doesn't feel safe. So he feels as though he needs to get out in a hurry.
Yes. And now I think he's seen stormtroopers.
Yes, there's a lot.
There's suddenly a huge presence here on one of the major cities of Hosnian Prime.
Right.
And he's like, I'm gonna get out here. I'm gonna go to Chandrilla.
Yes.
And maybe see if Mon Mothma's around. And so he turns around and wham, he runs right into a Gonk Droid. We know that the Gonk Droid are at crotch level.
Yes.
So he slams his Sio Bibble junk right into a Gonk Droid.
Oof. And that's not he's Bibble yells Gonk. That's the first thing he does. And he doesn't even know it's a Gonk Droid. He thinks maybe he tripped over a trash receptacle or maybe an Ugnaught who's wandering around.
That's just the sound that naturally comes out of him.
Gonk!
And the Gonk Droid responds, Gonk.
Which is if Gonk Droid hits you in the junk, that you might say that too. And the Gonk Droid just gonk, gonk, So they back up, they square up. And Bibble is normally a nice guy. He's got a good reputation on Naboo. I know I was going to consider him a jerk, but he just kicks the Gonk Droid.
Okay, yeah. So
Starts, out of my way, Gonk.
Yeah, so I think he kicks one of the Gonk Droid's little legs. So the Gonk Droid has to hop around, which makes the Gonk Droid talk a lot. And the Gonk Droid just says, "Oh, Gonk, 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 Gonk,
Gonk, Gonk."
Now, I think this is going to set off basically PTSD for Sio Bibble.
Gotcha.
Because I think that Sio Bibble has now trained in his mind that any form of poor communication means a problem is coming. Like, he's not so insane that he thinks it means invasion, but it's just he gets jumpy when there's a lack of communication.
Yeah.
So I think he loses himself. He yells at the droid, "Look, what are you saying? What does Gonk mean?"
Speak words to me. You've hit me in the junk. I've knocked off my space fez. They'd probably call it something else. But yeah, so he's berating this little droid.
Yeah.
He's hunched over, finger wagging in the eye perceptor of the Gonk Droid.
Yeah, and maybe there is even a little bit of a classism going on here because
Definitely.
Naboo is a nice, shiny planet. You don't see junky, rusty Gonk droids just wandering around
Absolutely not.
willing to accept any charger from any random person.
Absolutely not.
And this, maybe he's like, I used to be somebody, and now this rusty little thing hit me in the junk and is just screaming Gonk again and again.
And he can't come out right away and say, "I'm the governor of Naboo." He can't do that because, that might blow his cover, what little cover he has with the space fez. And let's not forget, the Nubian people, as nice as they were, they're good, sophisticated people.
Yeah.
Their treatment of the Gungans is suspect up until Phantom Menace.
Absolutely.
There was clearly some kind of "we look down on you" kind of thing going on there.
Yeah, for sure.
Misa thinking you better than the Naboo, or vice versa.
Misa liked this.
Misa. So, yeah, I think the Gonk Droid right away doesn't want to take it either.
Yeah, I think the Gonk Droid has been through enough. We know from the pain that the Gonk Droid experienced in Jabba's palace that the Gonk Droids are sentient.
Yes.
They're designed to help. They're designed, they got little legs, they're designed to run around and power things.
Right.
They're not designed to take abuse. That's not their point in the
don't want
galaxy. And maybe this Gonk Droid, maybe it's a friend of the Gonk Droid that is being tortured on Tatooine.
They've heard tales.
Yeah, they've heard tales of what Gonk Droids go through, especially from little pointy-bearded assholes like Sio Bibble.
Right. So I think the Gonk Droid turns slowly and bumps back into Sio Bibble.
Like thigh?
Thigh.
He bumps the thigh as if to say, "You're not better than me."
Bibble stands back up after berating him, and then gonk.
Okay.
Gonk, ow!
Okay, so he hits him in the thigh.
Right.
And I think at this point, that makes Sio Bibble so mad he loses his senses of he should protect himself. And he says, "Do you know who I am? I am Sio Bibble,
the former governor of Naboo. I helped stave off the Trade Federation for my people. I saw the peace orb being held high in the air by Boss Nass. I was there when Yaddle was still on the Jedi Council."
Yeah, and I think that Gonk Droid knows some of these things. I think that the Gonk Droid is perfectly knowledgeable. He's got a big databank in there.
Reads too.
Yeah, and the Gonk Droid knows.
Yeah.
You know where you got the power for your blue ball that you held aloft from a effing Gonk Droid. You
Is that true?
jackass.
Is that canon? I don't know if that's
I'm
canon.
just making stuff up.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think the Gonk is offended, and I think the Gonk has this moment where it thinks to itself, "I am taking this crap from a man named Bibble."
Right.
Like, look, if this is a battle of names, which is a cooler name? If you were going to have a band, would you name it Gonk or would you name it Bibble? You would name it Gonk.
It's a fair question, but I think Gonk's your answer.
Gonk has got to be the answer.
Yeah.
So I think...
How about Bibble and the Gonks?
Bibble and the Gonks would be a great, really crappy 70s band.
That's true. That's true.
Bibble and the Gonks. Elton John was in Bibble and the Gonks, right?
Bibble in the Gonks. Yeah, I think that's all true.
Yeah,
all of it.
But this is not a battle of the
No,
bands.
it's not a battle of the bands.
Somehow a physical fight
Somehow
will emerge.
we're going to get it to a physical fight.
So
here.
I think maybe the Gonk is mad and is like, let me show you what I can do, and it whacks the other thigh.
right.
And at this
Gonk.
point, Bibble doesn't know how to fight, but Bibble is very angry. So I think Bibble tries to slap the Gonk droid.
Yes.
That's not going to go well for it because
No.
it's a big rectangular cube. So I think he intends it as a slap.
Yeah.
What he gets is a sore hand because he whacks the Gonk.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, who hasn't whacked the Gonk every now and then? But have you ever like gotten angry and in a fit of temper slapped the table so hard that your hand just stings and it's bright red and everything? That's what Bibble does with the Gonk droid. Just whacks him upside the head.
Yeah.
And just his hand, and all you hear is gonk, 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 gonk.
I think right about now a Rodian walks up, wanting and says, "Hey, can I power up?" And the Gonk droid's like, "Gonk!" And even the Rodian's like, "Oh no, some stuff's going on here. I'm gonna step back. I'm gonna step back."
Yeah.
And now I think the Gonk droid is running through its options of how can I hurt this man? How can I hurt this obnoxious classist jerk with a dumb name?
Right. But while he's running through his options, and I don't know if Gonk Droid, we hear them as Gonk. I know if you've applied a voice to him, does he internally think Gonk, 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 Gonk? Or does he translate it into what he actually is saying? I don't know. This doesn't matter to the fight. I'm just wondering.
Yeah, I think it is. I think Gonk is the name of the droid.
Okay.
And I think it's like they're always shouting their name, as if to say, "Hear me, I matter." It's like if I could say nothing else. I walked down the street and people just used me, and all I could say is Joseph.
Yeah.
Joseph, as if to say, I have identity, I matter.
Right. Actually, sorry. I'm just reading this. Can I read this? This is a side note. This is from Wikipedia, so it's not necessarily. This is not necessarily true. Advice from renowned linguist Ibn Q3 Baobab was that one would merely utter the phrase "gonk, gonk, gonko kengyasi." It's actually got it down. Gonko yungasi, a highly controversial statement that was not allowed to be legally translated.
What? So that
What am I reading?
the Gonk droids were like just swearing according to Wikipedia?
Yeah.
Or was it like a curse on your mother's soul, something offensive that they were saying?
I don't know what I'm reading right now. Sometime after the Battle of Endor, rumors began to spread regarding a cult of the power droids. Apparently, a pair of Gonk power droids. What's this from?
I think it is from Restore the Expanded Universe. That's some Expanded Universe stuff. That's some absolutely short story.
Sorry, I took this fight to places I didn't want to take. Let's get back to
let's get back to
Gonk.
we just got some great old droid administrator slapping going on.
The Gonk droid is running through his options. While that's happening, Bibble loses it.
Yeah.
So he slapped and got hurt.
Yeah.
Gonk droid's going through the option. Bibble decides, I'm taller than this thing. This thing's only junk level. I'm going to push it over.
So he's gonna push it over.
So he crouches down, begins to push. Now, I don't know because we don't have the stats.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if we don't have the stats here, but the Gonk droid ain't going over easy. Bibble tweaks his back.
Okay, so Bibble pushes hard. His back goes out.
Falls to the ground.
Right.
Bibble yells out, Gonk!
Yeah, Gonk, because that's an extra offensive thing to the Gonk. In my canon, might not be correct. Gonk is the name of the kind of droid. Right. So it's trying to have identity by screaming its own name, and Bibble is appropriating that identity by using it for getting smashed into space balls and twisting his old man back.
Yes.
So Bibble falls backward. The Gonk droid sees an opportunity.
Absolutely.
The Gonk droid says, I'm just gonna crush it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna crush this man.
He's going to walk over him?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I think he's gonna.
Okay.
I think he's gonna start at the crotch and he's gonna walk onto Bibble's face. He's like, "You disrespect me, I'm gonna walk on your face."
So that little bounce of the Gonk gets up on top of Bibble, and Bibble's like, "Ah!"
Yeah.
Gonk is gonking along. Gonk.
And he's saying, "A droid walking onto me can mean only one thing: death."
Death. So he's getting up to the chest of Bibble. He's walking hard. Now, mind you, at this point, we do a long we cut to a shot that's like a long shot from a distance.
Oh, you're getting cinematic on
It's
my
a
ass.
cinematic
All right.
view, and the other people are just watching this fight as an old man is slowly being walked upon by a power droid.
It doesn't even look like a fight from
And it's
far.
slow
It looks
motion.
like did he give the Gonk some credits to do something? All right.
You should take that off world. That's not a Hosnian
Take
Prime
that
thing.
off world.
It's not we don't do that here at Hosnian
This
Prime.
is Hosnian Prime.
Yeah, we don't do that there. So, because this is happening very slowly. In
yeah.
In Sio Bibble's mind and the Gonk Droid's mind, this is happening at a high rate of speed.
Oh, yeah.
I think this is like Fast and Furious, but really from a distance, from this long shot,
Slow and sad.
Gonk, Gonk.
Yeah. It's like a front massage. Like people are walking by going like, yeah, there's an Aqualish walking by going, I didn't know that Gonk Droids did massage.
Yeah, yeah.
But we know it's
we
a
know.
horribly violent combat move.
We know indeed. So, does the Gonk Droid get to his head?
Yeah, I think the Gonk Droid gets all the way to his face. And I think the Gonk Droid steps on Sio Bibble's mouth because that's where the problems
That's
are.
where the problem is coming.
Yeah, it's where the problems are. It's where for Sio Bibble, he's a talker. That's where he lives. His mouth. The Gonk Droid feels like he's been disrespected on the issue of language, so he's like, I'm just gonna step on this and I'm gonna close this. So now he presses down, and the Gonk Droid probably slowly processes. Oh, I could do a murder.
Yes. And I think I know how I want to end this.
Okay, yeah, let's because I don't think Sio Bibble has the strength.
No.
Like the Gonk Droid's a little wobbly, but I think Sio Bibble, he's been whacked in both thighs. He's been whacked in the space junk. His back is out. He's already in rough shape. He's wearing flowing robe, which has nothing to do with anything. I just wanted to paint the picture.
Yeah.
We're at the moment of truth. This is a surprise to me because I went into this fight being a fan of Sio Bibble, but as we broke it down, it seemed like it was all Gonk Droid. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling, as much as I love Sio Bibble, he brought this upon himself in a lot of ways. And, a lot of people out there say we choose the underdogs.
Yeah.
I think the underdog in this case was Sio Bibble.
Yeah.
I think
so
from the
too.
start, he had no shot.
Yeah.
And I propose to you that we end this the way it should end, which is the Gonk Droid. I don't have the stats. That's why I was feverishly looking for the stats.
Oh, how heavy he is. That's the other stat we skipped. Yeah.
Yeah, Gonk Droid just puts both feet on Sio Bibble's head. It just squishes his head. With a mighty gonk.
Yeah. Here's what I think something like that happens.
You can alternate.
No. I think
want,
the truth. I think that is the spirit of what's going to happen.
Yeah.
We don't have anyone else here to talk any reason into us to not let this Gonk Droid murder Sio Bibble.
Right.
But I think I think we're tapping into deep issues of classism towards droid.
Right.
And I think Gonk Droids are receive this treatment the worst. I think that the Gonk Droid is pressing down. He sees Sio Bibble's bulging eyes, and he realizes the power. Gonk Droid is full of power, but yet it never has power.
Gonk.
The irony, it's a Shakespearean character. It's made to power things, and yet it has no power. And suddenly in that moment, it realizes, my dumb, stubby legs that I've been given for no reason, except for it would appear to mock me. Now I have power. He presses down on Sio Bibble's mouth. The eyes bulge. He realizes what his power. And then he releases for just a moment.
Right. Just a moment? Okay.
So Sio Bibble can have final words. And Sio Bibble says, a droid stepping on my face can mean only one thing. And then the Gonk Droid just puts both feet on, and he presses, and there is snapping and crunching. The people walking by on Hosnian Prime are like, oh, damn, this is an issue. And I think the authorities are called. I think stormtroopers run over.
Yep.
They run a scan. There's enough of Sio Bibble left to realize who he is. And the stormtroopers are like, should we do anything about this? I think they wait.
Right.
They get communication. Should we do anything about this? A Gonk Droid appears to have gone insane. Should we shoot it down?
Right.
We're not good at making decisions. And they're shocked to get a message back from Emperor Palpatine himself.
Oh, Sheev.
Who recognizes Sio Bibble.
New
and
Sio
says,
Bibble.
Do nothing.
This Gonk Droid has served his galactic empire better than most. He has shown that he is full of unlimited power.
You must take the Gonk Droid to Naboo and give it a blue ball. And the Gonk Droid goes to Naboo and gets a blue ball.
Where he is declared champion by the galactic empire.
That is what me, Ken Napzok, in whiskey think about the least fighty fight we will probably ever have on Databank Brawl. Our next episode, we'll probably have people who are more inclined to the fighting than an administrator and a big battery with legs. But that is how it goes. Ken, do you have any final thoughts on this battle, or?
I think it ended the way it needed to end.
Yep, exactly.
I think it ended the way it had to end. And I hope everyone out there is happy with our quick, brutal, fatal decision making.
This is extra brutal. Extra brutal. And that means when we finally do a tournament, the Gonk Droid can compete.
Gonk Droid is in there, baby.
All right, so can you tell people where they can find you on the old social media?
You can find me at Ken Napzok on all forms of social media. I'm still trying to figure out if I want to use Instagram's new features, but I'm on there as well.
You mean Instagram's ripoff of Snapchat?
Absolutely, yep. yeah. Right now, you can go on there and you can yell at me about my feelings about Gonk Droids.
Excellent. Excellent. And if you have character suggestions for this podcast, please tweet them to us at ForceCenter Pod with the hashtag Databank Brawl. You can offer us verses, but it's pretty awesome to just be offered, like, what characters would you like to see show up? You can find me on all the social media as at Joseph Scrimshaw. You can like ForceCenter on Facebook and follow us on Twitter as at ForceCenter Pod. And until next time, as Luke Skywalker once said while no one was really listening to him, I care. That's it for Databank Brawl.